Hello, welcome to my channel. I thought that I'd bring this thing out. If you don't remember this bike, if you've been watching my channel for a while, this is my 20-inch BMX race bike that I built. Looks cool from the other side because of the big sprocket. Pretty wild. So basically I built this up to start racing at the BMX track because there were a bunch of my buddies and stuff racing there, but it was kind of right in the early stages of COVID, and then COVID hit, and I was just wasn't really willing to risk it. Going there were a lot of people that weren't wearing masks or anti-maskers and stuff because BMX has all types, BMX racing especially. So yeah, I definitely didn't want to risk it. So now I'm thinking about maybe starting to go and do some racing either later this year, or maybe come winter I'll go to the indoor track because there's one up just an hour north of the cities here in Minneapolis. So yeah, but the big reason why I brought this bike out today, and my Insta 360 R1 RS, I guess, Insta 360 1 RS, like what, such a complicated name for a camera versus something like GoPro Hero 9 or GoPro Hero 10, right? Anyway, so I'm gonna work on my manuals. It's really what it comes down to, which you'll probably already know that that's the point I was gonna get to by the title of the video. So here I am in this high school parking lot. I like to use the parking hashes. It is kind of leaned that way, but it doesn't seem to bother me. I've practiced here before, but it might affect me without me really even knowing it, right? Probably better to have like a perfectly flat surface rather than, obviously they want the water to drain in the middle, so everything's angled towards that drainage right there. But I'm gonna practice it anyway. I don't practice manuals enough. It's one of those things I wish I would take time to practice more. So I'm not all that super good at them, but when I do a session like this, throughout the session I tend to get better and better and better. Hopefully that's the case today. Let's do it. Okay, it's starting to sprinkle a little bit, but I'm not gonna worry about it. It doesn't seem like much rain. I'm just gonna go for it. So I'm gonna do some warm up, see how this goes. That's that feeling like when you start to go back too far and you gotta grab the brake. Woo! A little unnerving. I'm actually, instead of putting the camera at the end here, because I have this cool 360 camera, I'm gonna put it somewhere in the middle so I can go by the camera and you can see. Definitely some warm up needed. I'm definitely having a problem with the initial pull up, and there's definitely some fear factor. I think a little bit of the fear factor is I switched out the brake on here to these TRP brakes, and they're not quite broken in yet, so they're not as grabby as I'd like them to be. Hopefully they'll break in a little bit. I'll get a little bit more confidence, but it's just going to take me getting over that little bit of fear of really getting the front end of the bike up there. Oh, I just feel so frustrating, and I'm not even close to getting it. Oh. This bike is pretty twitchy. It's super lightweight too. It's like under 21 pounds. The thing is, I feel like if I can get it on this bike, I can get it on any bike, so I'm going to keep working on it with this bike. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I did 5 spaces. That was the first time I actually kind of found that balance point and hung it for a few seconds. Okay, I just did 7 spaces off of camera because I thought, well, I should practice a little bit and not just keep filming. So I got from that little grass strip all the way over to the grass strip over there. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, which is pretty good considering. So now the key is to get 7 spaces on camera or more. All right, here we go. Six spaces, man, I thought I had it. I felt pretty locked in there, but it's clear that I'm actually starting to get it, which is good. This bike I thought would be easier to manual, but I have a feeling it's a little harder to manual. I should probably do the same thing with my DWA, so still a 20-inch wheel, but different geometry on the frame, and see how I do when I use that bike. But I'm gonna keep going with this bike. Oh, not even. Not even close. Oh, wow. Now I'm just sketch. Got it. Oh. I thought I had it. I was barely hanging on to that one. Sweet, I beat my 7 spaces. I went 8.5 because I came down in the middle of the little handicap, not the handicap space, but the little extra thing for people to get in and out of their vehicles. So yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. I'm stoked with that. I was, at the beginning of this, I was so frustrated I didn't think I was even going to come close. But this is proof that the more you practice, even within one sitting, you do just start to get it, however long it takes. Some people it takes a little longer. I mean, I'm pretty good at manuals, or always have been, certainly on other bikes, but I just don't practice enough. But when I practice, I get them back. So I'm gonna see if I can maybe do a couple more, because I want to keep practicing. I can definitely tell I'm starting to get kind of comfortable with where that balance point is, even if I don't necessarily accomplish the long manual. I was able to like hop out of the manual, which is a sign that I'm kind of more in control of the bike. Okay, well, that's enough manualing for this video. I'm going to keep practicing just because I want to get more dialed, but you don't need to watch me practice anymore. But yes, practice does make perfect. I want more consistency, and yes, there's an airplane like there always is in my videos. But one thing that I want to do is a little bike check here and go over this bike, because I have never done a full bike check on this bike. So let's do that. So here it is, full bike check of my BMX race bike. It is a 20-inch wheel. This is a standard 125R. So that is a chromoly frame, so steel, not aluminum. These days, most race bikes are aluminum or even carbon, but I just really love steel, so I ordered this one up a couple of years ago. I even got the standard fork. That's what SBC is. If you check this out on the other side, you see standard in big letters. So these are US made, standard bike company out of Davenport, Iowa. Pretty sweet. Now let's get to the parts. So I tried to go as much US made as I could on this bike. So it is what it is. So here we go. We got the profile cranks and then the profile sprocket, both US made. These are Hope pedals, and this Hope is a European company, and I also believe these are made over in Europe somewhere. I don't believe they're made in like China or Taiwan or anything. And then it's got Onyx Hubs. So the rear hub, it's a silent clutch style hub, I believe. I don't know a lot about Onyx Hubs. I do know they're actually a Minnesota-based company, so it's kind of surprising I don't know much about them. And the front one is really cool because it's got the cutouts. So yeah, I really like that front hub. It's pretty cool. Pro Max rims, pretty sweet. And then, yep, the profile helm stem, US made. I have one of these on my Salsa Rustler. So 40 millimeters if it focuses on there. And these are tangent flat iron bars. So one thing you'll hear me talk about is handlebar sweep. And for me, I actually like flat sweep handlebars. So I don't have any kind of, this is just a regular 1X mode on the camera, so nothing's distorted. So you can see how flat they are. There's hardly any sweep to them. So that's what it is. Just some TRP brakes, disc brakes on this bike. Nothing really special or fancy there. European bottom bracket, seal bearings. The blue doesn't fully match, but close enough. Tangent seat. So pretty much that's it. It's a 21.25 top tube, and then I run the 40 millimeter stem. And these bars are lined up for the fork. The reason I go with a little longer frame than I normally would on like my BMX freestyle bike is because this bike is made for speed and you're going to be going really fast. And the longer wheelbase, a little bit longer frame, gives it more stability. So I decided to go with this longer frame. And it does definitely feel more stable. But then I'm running a shorter stem than what you would normally run, like a 40 millimeter versus like a 52 millimeter stem, to kind of offset that extra frame length a little bit for my height and stuff, because I'm only 5'7". But there you have it. That is my standard 125R race bike. Weighs just under 21 pounds. Pretty light. Well, there you have it. It's starting to rain, so I can't even continue practicing. So I basically did the bike check, and I have to go because it's raining. So I guess I didn't get the practice I wanted. Plus, there's a person across the street with a leaf blower, and I hate leaf blowers. Like, that is like the biggest public disturbance noise that's out there. If you own a leaf blower and you use it, be quick and get done with it. Don't just sit there and like leaf blow. Like, this guy's literally leaf blowing the street. Like, really? Like, he's leaf blowing the road. Oh my gosh. Like, let's drive all the neighbors crazy. I appreciate your support for my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace.